Welcome. I am Dr. Rao and I am based in King's Lynn, Queen Elizabeth Hospital, and I am a consultant anesthetist and currently the college tutor. This is the teaching based on video technology. Why do we need this one? Currently we have lots of resources for studying. On one end of the text we have textbooks where you can do the self-study and learn. On the other hand, we have the personalized teaching where a consultant or a teacher will deliver either group or a lecture or a one-to-one teaching. In an ideal world, we would like to provide every single trainee with this kind of dedicated teaching, but that doesn't happen purely because of the time constraints, because of the European Working Time Directive and the rest. So there are other resources of learning, like for example web-based e-learning in anesthesia, which is fairly a good resource and makes it a bit more interactive than a textbook. And then we have other web-based resources like World Anesthesia website, where people have written expert papers on various aspects of training, teaching and learning, which is also fairly good and sometimes takes an informal structure and also provides with pre and post reading questions, so the readers and learners can assess for themselves. All these are passive, and at the most, if they want to be active, then you need a teacher spending time with the learners. There is a gap here. So this video based teaching tries to address the gap. So here we are going to develop, as we are seeing at the moment, a voice based, a video based and content based teaching, which will be made available and be accessible from anywhere, from your car, home or the department, and it tries to address the gap of being completely passive to completely active and interactive by providing succinct and exam oriented, to some extent curriculum oriented teaching in various subjects. Why we have to come up with this novel approach? What is the need? And will it answer all the deficiencies in the current teaching and training system? In one word, it doesn't answer all the deficiencies. However, it will bridge the gap. So combining multiple resources and multimodal approach, the trainee will be able to achieve the maximum potential he or she is expected to achieve in the current curriculum. In the last 3 to 4 years, as a college tutor organizing teaching, I have come across lots of issues. One is because of the European Working Time Directive, the number of hours trainee spends in the department has reduced. And because of the on-call commitments, it keeps going that they become unavailable during the afternoon for teaching. And most trainees in a region like East of England live far away from the hospital, and even on their off days, it becomes an enormous issue for them to travel for 2 to 3 hours teaching. And then we have the rota system contributing to this. Departmental pressures. Although teaching is highly regarded in the hospitals and time gets allocated, because of the shortage of the staff or service commitment, a scheduled teaching may or may not happen because the consultant becomes or a tutor becomes unavailable. And this is another problem. In spite of all the necessary arrangements on the rota to schedule teaching, sometimes it doesn't happen. And then there is structure of training. The training has changed enormously since 2005. Then there was a talk of modernizing medical careers, and then in 2007 new curriculum came, and again with the introduction of GMC and abolition of PMedB, then there was 2010 curriculum, and it was further revised, and it keeps on getting revised every 1 or 2 years. The result of all this is that after foundation year 1 and foundation year 2, a trainee is expected to complete the core training in the span of 2 years, which is, in my view, fairly short for an average trainee. A good trainee will possibly achieve all the potentials expected of him or her, but an average trainee struggles. And then there is an extension period of about 6 months, after which you will be on your own. So during this period, you are expected to do workplace based assessments or WBBS, which includes mini CACs, DOPS, and CBDs, and then most importantly, exam. The primary exam is not easy. There is an enormous content of new substance you have to learn, sometimes in breadth and sometimes in depth. So to deliver all this new content and sometimes intricate and abstract subject for somebody who is average and not able to cope with the current passive methods of learning, this video lectures is trying to address some of those shortcomings. And I hope by delivering succinct and focused teaching in different subjects like physics, physiology, pharmacology, and the clinical anesthesia, we will try and bridge the gap. So current methods of passive learning to active learning, active teaching, we have these video lectures to bridge the gap. Thanks.